Yeah, everyone, this is Thermite, and this is Shimanami Tasogare, chapters 21 to 23. But before that, guess what? It's been licensed. I don't know if I'll put it in the title or not, because I want everyone to know it's been licensed. Seven Seas is quite possibly my favorite manga publisher. I guess right now it would go Seven Seas, then that's actually really tough. I'd say Seven Seas, Viz, Kodansha. Viz and Kodansha like trade places quite a bit in my mind because Viz has more high profile stuff and they do really good work, but I prefer Kodansha's like way of translating things. And they do have a lot of like more niche series that I think are interesting. But Seven Seas hits this great balance of a lot of niche series that have appeal, but at the same time, there are a lot of things that you wouldn't expect anyone to really pick up. Like just here, Go For It Nakamura is it's a BL series that is very not normal yaoi. Like, it's not very normal BL, as you can tell from the art style. It's very sort of, like, retro commonplace. It feels like a series from the 80s, but it's, like, the way it looks at love is very modern. I think that's really cool. Or, oh, Voynich Hotel! I didn't even notice this one! Voynich Hotel is by Seimon Doman. He is, I don't even know if Seimon is a male or female, but a lot of this person's work is very interesting. Lots of one-shots, lots of like very out there concepts. The kind of stuff that I think like a lot of very specific types of people are into. But in general, I wouldn't give that to just anyone. Like he makes a lot of just casual sexual references. Or he'll have a plot line that is just very strange and esoteric in the middle of a bunch of other ones. Like that really goes for everything they do. The vast majority of things they've picked up have been things like, Miss Black General, like stuff that you've seen buzz for on the internet, but you would never think that it would get like picked up. Like it's crazy enough that's being scanlated, let alone being actually picked up. But yeah, they do a lot of LGBT stuff, so naturally I would expect them to do not Nakamura, Shimanami. So I'm very glad that it happens. Also, it is, I think they said this here somewhere. Maybe not, but I believe that it is like they had the most public outcry of any series they've ever picked up. Like so many people like mailed into them saying, "Hey guys, please pick up Shimanami Tasogare." They do polls and stuff to like figure out what people really want. Oh, it's the reader survey. That's what it is. Which please fill this out if you're interested in any of the series they could pick up. I actually haven't filled this out myself yet, so I guess I will. But yeah, it's I cannot say anything better about the Seven Seas than what I've already said. Like, just they're the best. They're absolutely the best. So with that in mind, let's go right into Shimanami Tasogare. I'm going to read up to chapter 23. I don't think Hachimitsu. I don't think they release series that have been officially picked up. So I'll probably stop with this until the official release like catches up with it. Even if Hachimitsu does continue putting out Tasogare, I think I might not read it. Like, I might just wait for the official release to come out. In general, I don't really like buying physical manga, but that's good in this case because I can buy the digital version whenever it comes out and then read it on the channel. Oh man. I'm so happy, guys. I am so unbelievably happy. But all right, let's actually get into this. I'll put a timestamp down there. I mean, if you're listening to me talk about this right now, then you don't need the timestamp. So I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, I should put down a timestamp so you can skip all of this and get right to the chapters. This is like I have no input for this conversation, but I think it's really cool. I love whenever you have a bunch of people who are super knowledgeable in a very specific area, and you're able to kind of like listen into them to hear their wisdom. Because like I've never heard of the version with the Vienna Boys Choir. Like I think I've heard Waltz of the Flowers, but I can't even like imagine the sound of it in my head. So just the idea of these two guys who love each other, who have spent their lives listening to great classical music, talking about classical music. It sounds so great. Please bear with me again this year. I desperately hope that he tells his I don't want the tragic reveal of, oh, your partner is dead and he can't go there. Hey, I didn't consider that, but yeah, I guess I wonder if that's going to play into it. Like, Misara went through a growth spurt, which implies Misara is like going through puberty, perhaps? Or no, you get growth spurts before then, but I don't remember how young he's supposed to be. I'm also sorry that I did something that I had to apologize for. Okay, fair enough, I guess. Like, as long as it gets Misora in. I mean, it's so weird. I expected more of a confrontation, but at the same time, like, they both had quite a long time to cool their heads. So I guess this is okay. Alright, Misora's back. That was really nice. I didn't even consider that. But that feels really weird. Like, it makes sense for Anonymous. Anonymous is not the kind of person who would want to get like all dressed up and have to sit in a room for hours waiting for a wedding. So, but at the same time, I can definitely understand that feeling of having a friend and wanting that friend to be at a specific event and being upset that they're not going. Like, we saw way more of Anonymous than I thought we were ever going to see last volume. Like, more of her backstory. But I really want more. Like, it's strange because I don't think Anonymous has to quote unquote grow. Like, I don't think what she's going through right now is a problem. I think she's found like an interesting niche in life that is like, it's survivable. But at the same time, just as a human being, I feel really weird about it. I guess that's because, like, as introverted as I can be, at the same time, I recognize that human beings are social animals. Like, I've been mostly alone for a full week now, just because my parents are off on vacation, and it is, oh man, it's really messing with me. It really is. So I guess like I can't fully put myself in the shoes of someone who is okay with complete isolation. And even then, like, I mean, Anonymous isn't completely isolated. I'm wrong about that. The entire point of the lounge is to create an area where she can come in whenever she pleases and have as much human interaction as she wants and then immediately leave. It is interesting, though, that Tasaku is going on the attack here. Like, in the short amount of time that they've known one another, he's grown so much as a person. I heard that you're someone who doesn't fall in love, that you're asexual. You're someone who isn't seeking out anything. It's hard for you to explain this, but even when I tried to think about you, you're as elusive as a cloud, so even hard for me to grasp. I guess. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, I've been talking with one of my friends about a series that involves a lot of desire. Like, the main concept of the series is desire and, like, seeking out things. And how even if you don't feel like you have a desire, or if your desire is very destructive, like, it still is a form of desire. And so from that perspective, like, not really thinking about it in a sexual sense, but just in the sense of like, are you seeking out something? I guess that is part of it. Like, if you don't seek out things, then you would be like, it'd be much easier to be isolated. Like, to speak again with the fact that I haven't had human contact for like a week now. It feels strange because in the end, I do desire it. It's just I desire a very small amount of human contact regularly. And so when I'm deprived of even that, I really want it. But for someone like Anonymous, I can't fully grasp Anonymous's like mindset because I can't put myself into the shoes of someone who could be completely isolated and not care about it. Like, she clearly wants a small amount of contact, as I said before, but she doesn't need it. Like, she could be completely happy if she was completely isolated. That's very difficult to grasp, like, emotionally. You have it all wrong. I'm not anonymous because I'm asexual. Okay, putting in something different there then. That's just one aspect that makes me up as a person. Right. It's not like you're you because you're gay, right? Okay, I think so. I was on the wrong track, but I was also kind of on the right track because it's not that, like, she's saying right there, her asexuality does not, like, that doesn't branch out to everything else. It's not that all asexuals also have a lack of desire. Like, that part of her, that contentment, I suppose, with being alone, is completely separate from the fact that she also doesn't feel sexual desire. Also, I haven't really talked about it, but I really do like the extra feel that the winter has given the series. Like, the fact that everyone is wearing winter clothing and that it's snowing, that there's pillowy white all over everything. Like, especially the shots. It really does give a completely different feel to the series. Like, because the series started off in the summer, I've always thought of it as being a summer series. And the fact that it's not the summer now is, like, it's not throwing me off, but it makes the series feel a lot stranger than it was before. like I feel like I'm adrift because the world really did change. Like time moved forward, and I wasn't expecting that. Want me to tell you something about me, although you don't have to listen. Okay, this is quite the thing. I again, because we've always approached Anonymous as an enigma, it kind of scares me to learn more about her. Not in the sense that something bad will come up, but in the sense that just like it is venturing into the unknown. And I think that's really interesting that the series, despite like not really creating scariness around Anonymous, despite just kind of, showing Anonymous for who she is, despite that, I can still get this feeling of uneasiness, which is like the same strange feeling that Tasuku feels. Even if you ask me who I am, I'll answer that I'm the person you think I am. If you think that I'm a man, then I'm a man. If you think I'm a woman, then I'm a woman. And if you tell me I'm neither of those, then that's who I am. If you think I'm nice, then I'm nice. And if you think I'm evil, then I'm evil. I really like this shot because, like, Anonymous is very androgynous. And so, like, this shot of female quote-unquote Anonymous and then male Anonymous is really interesting. Because, like, female Anonymous is only very slightly different. Like, a bit rounder, I suppose, in the face compared to normal Anonymous. But then male Anonymous is very, like, drastically more masculine in the face, though. I guess the face and also the shoulders for a bit. Like, in general, I feel like he is a bit wider in the shots. Oh my god, what a two-page spread. It can be your enemy or your ally. It can be a human, a dinosaur, or neither a person or even a bird. I love this because it's not a chaotic collage. Like, there's a lot of disparate things here, but they all fit together so well without feeling too, like, cluttered. Like, there's a lot of clutter here, but at the same time, there's, like, two very distinct paths that you can follow here. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. All right, come on, dig yourself out of this, Tasuku. Don't want to lose sight of her. I guess that's really it. Like, if you speculate too hard about her, if you try to put too much of what you think she is onto her, then you can't see what she truly is. Ah, you're right here. You're breathing right in front of me. Your hand may be cold, but I can feel your warmth. That's all that matters, Anonymous. To me, that's enough. And once again, she jumps off the roof. Or, not the roof, the, what is this called again? I guess the balcony? Man. What a cool... this magical realism. I love it. Wow, that was more Anonymous focused than I expected, especially considering last volume. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. This is the first page. That's really strange. Like, last chapter ended with the Hachimitsu scans thing, but they decided to start the next chapter with it. I was scared that for like somehow I'd already read the chapter or I'd scrolled all the way to the end, but no, it's fine. Oh, okay. We're both on the health committee, so I mean, it's not a lie, and I do think this is it's an interesting balance here because like they can't come out. Clearly, that would not be okay at their school, but like it's not quite a lie. Like he's able to say something that is completely true, that they are very close and they aren't really in a relationship. So it's so cheeky. I really do like it. I've been in that situation before in relationships, or like I guess in friendships that were leaning into something more, where we don't quite know what to call it, and so we can just like have this extreme closeness without putting a word on it or putting a label on it. And I think that's really fun in its own way. Yeah, I'm really happy that his friend like noticed that he changed, because it's true. Tasuku's really changed as a person since chapter 1. Yeah. Oh, I'm really glad. I'm so glad that, yeah, like her parents are coming as well. My gosh. And I assume, actually, I don't know what outfits they're choosing. I assumed 2 dresses, but it could be like one of them could be wearing a tuxedo, and that'd be fine too. And yeah, like, I guess once you know Anonymous for like long enough, that is probably the best way to do it. Like, just have your wedding, just have some fun, and then at the very end, like late into the night, you can come over to the lounge and have a cup of coffee. Or have a cafe au lait. Also, it's so crazy that we haven't seen much of Tasuku's parents. Like, a lot of the focus of the series has been on Tasuku himself and on, like, Cat Clouder. But I guess I know next to nothing about his parents. Huh. She's a freelance designer named Daichi-san. Oh, is he... Is he going to out her? Right. It's always tricky to say stuff like this, because, like, as someone who had, like, fairly protective parents, there were a lot of situations where I knew, like, they'd probably be okay with this, but I was always worried about troubling them, or I was always worried about bringing up something that would feel too sketchy, to the point where it's like, well, I don't even want to try explaining it, because I know it's going to be rejected, or I don't want the pain of rejection there. So I'm really glad that, again, he's opened up a bit more. He's willing to say stuff like this to his parents, and he's willing to, accept an honest answer. Aww. I'll make an exception and let you borrow some of my awesome hair wax. Wait, is he his older brother? I mean, he does look younger than I expected, but it's been so long since I've seen the series. I genuinely don't know if that is his brother or his, dad. I guess he looks young enough to be a brother. But, wait, she's also calling him bro. So, are they both his siblings? I might have to reread the series. Like, it's been so long, I feel like, since we've seen his living situation, that I genuinely do not know who these two people are. I just kind of automatically assumed they're his parents, but in hindsight, they do look about as old as he is, or, like, slightly older. Oh? Oh no, did something bad happen? Okay. At the very least, he's still okay. Hey! Oh, they look so cool together in suits. I think suits are genuinely some of the coolest things ever made in terms of fashion. Because, I don't know. Most of the time when it comes to fashion, I prefer female fashion, because I think dresses and stuff and, like, layered clothing looks insanely cool. But suits are one of the few things for guys that I think are just, like, they're so cool. And I mean, to be fair, women can wear suits as well. And I think that also looks cool. Like, in general, I just think suits are really cool. Because there's so many ways you can wear them, and you can layer them. And, like, there's such a crazy difference between a suit that fits you and a suit that doesn't. Like, oh man. I will say, Tasuku's suit does look like it doesn't quite fit him. Like, it looks a little too boxy, but at the same time, that does make sense because he's borrowing it. You sound like an old man. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's pretty fucked up. Like, a lot of the, like, homophobia in general, like, anti-LGBT sentiments in the series has been very, like, understated. It's been very, like, very close and familiar. There's been very little that has been just, like, out there. That has been, like, just, writing stuff on the walls. So that's quite surprising. Who could this have been, is what I'm trying to say. Because we don't know that many characters in the series. It could just be someone completely random. Like, knowledge of Cat Clouder is spreading. So I guess I don't want to believe it's any of the family members of various parties that we've seen so far, though. He's taking control. Like, Tasuku is, like, as much as I've said that Tasuku's grown quite a bit, at the same time, like, it's only been a few months, and he was very much the kind of person who would take something really scary and blow it out of proportion in his mind. The kind of person who wouldn't, like, talk to someone else to get perspective on it. So, of course, this would hit him really hard. Okay. I used to think it was only caused by people who lash out a lot towards gay people because they hate them, but it's possible that might not always be the case. Okay, I could actually really see that. Like, I don't think he did this, of course, but that's a really interesting observation. Because he was, like, very strange towards Tasuku for the longest time, and as you can see in my previous reactions, it really bothered me. But it does make sense, like, it was because he couldn't be free and open that it was bothering him, and the only way he could vent that frustration was by doing mean things. So yeah, I could definitely have seen him do something, like, he could have done something like this in the past. So, maybe Misara, actually. That's what I'm thinking right now. I don't want it to be the case, but Misara is the only one I can think of who hasn't really had a full arc in which they've, accepted themselves or have accepted LGBT people. Like, of all the characters we've seen so far, it could be like just some random person from school, I suppose, but of all the main cast members, I think the only one who would do something like this would be Misara, because we still have not finished Misara's arc. Wow. It is hitting him a lot harder than I expected. Like, Tsubaki's always been the straightforward one, and I really did expect this, for instance. The fact that he looked at this for a moment, and then immediately decided, all right, let's get some paint in there, let's get rid of this. But I didn't consider that, yeah, it would deeply affect him. And Tasuku has this very, like, simple calmness about him that I really like. They play off of each other so well. I think I said this a lot last volume, but it still holds true. Even if we get hurt, we have the ability to recover. When we hurt someone, we have it within us to look back and reflect on it. Aww. She's such a cute, I guess, flower girl? Yeah, well, obviously, she has flowers. Compared to who I was on that one hot summer day, I think I've changed. Oh, wow, Misara looks amazing! Wow. Like, that's a very different outfit than usual. I think this hair looks really good, too. Like, the hair that she had before wasn't that great, but this is fantastic. Oh my gosh. The use of flowers here is so cool. Like, what a 2-page spread. And I'm really happy we're getting an official release, because I don't think this was intentional. Like, the way that this is sort of, like, faded away. It's possible that it is, but I don't think so. I think this is fine detail that has been stripped away by the scanning process, which is a very sad thing to consider, because this is a gorgeous series, and I didn't really think about it until now. In general, when I'm like reading a series, I don't really think about what the art could be, or if the scanning destroyed some of the quality of it. I just kind of accept it for what it is, and if I see something that looks like extra detail, I usually like try to mentally fill it in. But this page in particular, and like this feels like it should be a gradient, especially this part here, like how we have bubbles that aren't fully formed. It feels like those should be screen tone, like traditional screen tone, which means that some of the, what am I trying to say? Like, some of the gradients is like just completely erased. Like, there should be a smoother transition here. Or like here, this like halo should be smoother. It shouldn't just be like speckled paints. Oh man, now I'm so very happy that the official release is coming out, because like this series is so gorgeous. It deserves to have the best possible printing. And 7 Seas is incredible when it comes to printing. Like, do I have a 7 Seas volume around here somewhere? Well, I guess the only thing I have really close to me is my solo exchange diary, which doesn't have a lot of fantastic art, like not a lot of explosively high quality art. One thing that is really cool though is that the series was created on Pixiv in tritone, so black, white, and pink. And 7 Seas printed the entire thing in black, white, and pink. I'm trying to find like an impressive page to show you like how well they do things. I guess this works, if you can see that. I don't know why I don't just switch the camera, but yeah. Anyways, I trust them to create to print Shimanami Tasogare in the best possible quality. So I am so very excited. Like, even Kodansha has some problems. Their printing of Alita, or Battle Angel Alita, I should say, is not the best. And Viz is usually pretty great, but I cannot imagine Viz picking up a series like Shimanami Tasogare. Like, it's not in their wheelhouse. They're too mainstream. In any case, this is gorgeous. And I just hope that when this volume comes out, I believe this is volume 5 at this point? When volume 5 comes out in English, I want to look at this again. Oh no, something happens, didn't it? Also, I just realized the music playing right now is most likely, what did they say it was at the very start here? Yeah, Waltz of the Flowers. Oh my god, how did I not think of that? I'm an idiot. Because of all the flower imagery. Of course, Waltz of the Flowers would be playing. Like, that's the whole point. Oh, and then that contrast, because he was the one who chose Waltz of the Flowers. If something bad happened to him, then it's like, it ties the scene together in a way I really don't want it to be tied together, because I don't want anything bad to happen. I like all these characters so much, I don't want anything tragic to happen. I know that's good story writing, but I don't want a good story. I want everyone to be happy always, forever. Dad's in critical condition. Please come to the hospital ASAP. And that's Akira. Wait, final chapter. Final chapter. Wait, is the series over? Wait, what? Or is this the final chapter of the fall arc, perhaps? I'm pretty sure the series isn't over, but I guess we'll see. There's no way, right? There's no way. Oh, he's putting on such a brave face, but like, in this case, I would say, like, it's fine if the people at the wedding are a bit weirded out. Like, just run. Just go. Just get a cab. Oh my god. If this is the actual final chapter, then no wonder we got as much focus on Anonymous as we did. Like, this is genuinely the kind of series that I thought could have lasted forever. Like, as much as that would... I don't know. I feel like that would go against the idea of having a very artsy series if you designed it to go on, like, eternally for, like, 50 volumes. Like, series like this are the kinds that I do, like, in hindsight, I guess it makes sense that you would have, like, 4 or 5 volumes. I guess 4, actually. Because I assumed volume 4 would end with, like, 20, and then everything after that would be volume 5, but... Never mind. I guess... Let's keep on reading. Seiichiro-san is in critical condition. And yeah, his son told you, using his father's phone. So, he knows, right? There's no reason why you can't be at his side. Clearly, if his son said, please come, then there's no problem. You have to come. Is it really okay for me to go there? And if I do, how am I going to face him? I don't even know what his son's true intentions are. Oh. God. Like, regardless of whether this is, like, perfectly cleaned or not, I will say, the shading here and, like, the light coming through the plants, or coming through the leaves, it's beautiful. It looks so good. Go to him, please. Oh, that face! No, I don't want to see that face from Anonymous. This expression. Oh. Aww. He made it. He made it. Come on, please tell me he's still alive. Someone very special is here to see you. Aww. Someone very special. Aww. Aww. I mean, if he's gotta go, what a way to go. Like, his final moment is one of being completely open, no more secrets, nothing else to hide. He's just with the person he loves the most. Ah. Wow. I can't play a record out here after all, so isn't this still pretty nice? That's really cool. Like, there are these relatively old guys who, like, started using phones in order to communicate with one another, and then at the very end, the final song he can play for him is on a phone. That's so cute in its own way. It's so normal. They're speaking so normally. Why does that make me so happy? Like, nothing they're saying is particularly shippy, and in fact, it's kind of the opposite, because they've said that they've seen each other, like, they rarely ever see each other. But at the same time, something about that just feels so good. Like, it's the fact that they're so casual with one another, that it's a healthy friendship. Like, regardless of whether it is a relationship or not, it's, at the very least, like, they have a connection. They're able to just talk normally. Ah. And so, the door to the lounge is open as always. I wonder if Anonymous is there. Ah. What a way to end it. Ah. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick cut to see if this is actually the end. Well, I think it's the end. Wow. Yeah, about 1 month ago, chapter 23, End by Hachimitsu Scans. 4 volumes complete, so yeah, there was no 5th volume. Let me just go back. Wow. So that's it. That's all of Shimanami Tasogare. I can't believe it's over. Like, at the same time, it did everything it set out to do, except for Misara, I guess. Like, even then, I guess I can accept that Misara didn't have a complete character arc. Like, it wasn't fully satisfying, but at the very least, like, we didn't end the series with Misra like being super upset, just like staying home. At the very least, there is a place for Misra at the lounge, and things are just okay. And even if it's not like emotionally satisfying for the audience, like for the characters, they've come to terms with it. Wow, 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 wow. I don't know what to say apart from like everything I've already said about the series. It is beautifully artistic. It is incredibly interesting. It might be one of the best LGBT series I've ever read, like across genres. In general, I try to just kind of rate manga on its own because I find it hard to like to compare manga to other forms of fiction. Because in general, a lot of stuff in manga is stuff I don't really care for that much. Like, it's not that I don't like manga, it's that, like, how do I put this? I feel like other genres do a lot of things better. But despite that, I've read a lot of LGBT stuff across a variety of mediums, and I've seen a lot of stuff, like, I've seen a lot of indie, like, gay movies and stuff. Across all of that, I think Shimanami Tasogare is easily in the top 3. I don't want to say right now that's the best LGBT thing I've ever read, but it's definitely up there. It is a fantastic, beautiful little series, and I will absolutely buy all of it. Wow. Well, thank you Hachimitsu Scans for scanning all of Shimanami Tasogare. Thank you 7Cs for putting out the series officially. You definitely have my money already. Thanks everyone who is watching this, because if you're watching this, then you most likely have read the series already. Wow. I'm so happy. I'm so happy, but I'm also kind of stunned, because I went into this expecting to read part of a volume, and to end it with, well, I guess we'll just wait for more. And I just found that it ended. I feel really strange and kind of numb and kind of, like, mind blown. Well then, thank you guys so much for watching along with me. Write anything you want in the comments, and I will absolutely respond. I don't have much else to say, so I'll just end it now. Thank you guys. Bye for now. Nya nya.